Hi, greetings. This is Jenny O'Yah with Nuggets and Things. Today I'd like to share something with you. I'm trying to tell you, I have tried this, it's my third time. Every time something has come up and something has happened, so prayerfully I can get through this one, okay? This must be very vital because I've had more interruptions than I can imagine. Interruptions. There you go. I want to share with you a little bit about, the infiltration of a Judas. As you know, those of you who have studied or been around people, you understand, the importance of if you want to gain information about somebody, you have to infiltrate somebody, put somebody in the midst so you can learn the information you're trying to learn, right? Um, ooh, them Judases, honey. Ooh, please. You know, um, we're always mindful of our friends, right? Always mindful. And I'm more than sure you have had the example, you've had an experience of a friend that turned to an enemy, right? Some people call them frenemies, right? People who, they come into your life and portray themselves as a friend and act as a friend, and you become friends because they're very friendly. Then to later find out that friend that you thought you had really wasn't a friend, right? Um, and it does different things to different people. I had an experience several times of someone who I thought was a friend that turned to an enemy, and and who I question is myself. I don't question them first. I question me, right? I question me because I says, how long was this person, working in that capacity, right? How long were they, you know, had turned on me before I recognized they had turned, right? I say to a lot of people many times, when people, before they do something, they give you all kinds of warning signs. Our problem many times is we don't pay attention to the warning signs. We don't listen, or, this we trust people at their word sometimes too much, too closely, to find out later on that they're not who you think they are. My children have this thing. When they go to school, they come home. Mama, I met me a whole lot of friends today. I said, you met a lot of people today. They ain't your friends. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They're my friends. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. They ain't. They're not your friends. You don't know them well enough to have them be your friends. I taught them this at a young age, right? The difference of having people, we call them sometimes acquaintances. People I know these people, but they're not my friends, right? Some people call them associates, whatever you want to, however you want to describe them. But I don't call everybody my friend. They're not my friend. You know, this is a person who I may work with. This is a person I may, fellowship with. This is a person I may hang around, but they're not my friends. You know, I limit my words. I'm calling someone a friend. And good gracious, honey, you have arrived when you are my best friend. You have arrived, honey, because that right there, that I'm I know I can count on one hand best friends and probably two fingers. A best friend, someone who is close enough to me that, whew, you know, because everybody I know is not my friend, and they surely ain't my best friend. Now I have people who call me their best friend, but that don't mean they're mine. And I might have people who I call my best friend, but they don't. I might not be theirs. You understand that too, right? My point is this: people come into your life for all kinds of reasons. All kinds of reasons. You have to understand why. And we've gone through that before. But now, the Judas effect. Those who come into your life, or those who are in your life, placed in your life, you know, have been placed in your life just for one reason: to gain information about you to give to your enemy. Mm, you know? And I've had many Judas experiences, many of them. And I've learned from them. I've learned from them. But, oof, they come in all kinds of shapes, forms, and disguises. you know? I've had people come into my life and almost destroy it if they could. Ooh, the cover. The cover, honey. Ooh, magnificent is the cover over my life. If those Judases had their way, I would not be here today. You understand that? You know you got them. Don't think it's just me, honey. You got them too. People who are sitting right there at the table with you. They sit at the table with you. They hug you when they get ready to walk out the door. They may bring you lunch. But honey, they are Judas. they are Judas. Decorated, but they still a Judas. You know? I mean, ooh, they could be beautiful, but they're still a Judas. Handsome, still a Judas. Rich, still a Judas. You know? Homeless, still a Judas. Honey, I'm telling you, there is no stopping a Judas. Their purpose and only purpose is to come into your life to have you set up or destroyed. Y'all know, those of y'all who've been military, y'all know about infiltration. You know, you go in to try to learn the secrets so you can go back in and take it down. This is done all over all over the world every single day. And it's done in our lives many times. People have been infiltrated, placed to destroy our lives. And we must pay attention to them. And honey, they got to look like you. They got to act like you. They got to mirror you. They have the mirror effect, right? You in the club dancing, they doing the same thing you doing. You know what I mean? You lay back chilling, they chilling too. You know, almost like a shadow. You know, a shadow looks just like it. You know, you move, it moves. That's your shadow, right? But let me say something to you. You know, if you pay attention long enough, you'll realize, wait a minute. You know, they give off signs. And let me tell you what I found out about one of them one time, right? Years ago, maybe about 30 years ago, my first experience about 30 years ago, you know, shoot, this girl, woo, she did a number. She did a number. And it could have, you know, turned really bad, worse than what it turned out. And then her sister came to me and she says, I don't understand how she's your friend and allowed that person to do what they did to you, and she's your friend. I said, oh, she's no longer my friend. She's your sister, and she's somebody I know. But she's not my friend, because she proved that to me on that day. And no apology she ever could have made could have ever severed that relationship. I mean, could bring it back together. It could not unite us ever again. And I still spoke to her. You know, I spoke to her, and I would help her when I wanted to. But, because she proved something to me. She proved to me that she was not who I thought she was. You know? And I've had it happen. You know, sometimes the Judas comes in as a friend, and there wasn't purpose to do that. But as they get to know you more and more, you know, sometimes jealousy rises up. You ever had somebody that you thought was your friend, a close partner? It could be a business associate. Y'all in business together. Then all of a sudden that business associate begins to feel like they feel threatened by you in some capacity, that they then all of a sudden, you know, they feel like, you know, now y'all in competition. Why? What are we competing about? Anytime we need to compete, you know, that justifies our friendship. Something has changed. Because when envy rises up, right? When someone sees you climbing and they don't feel like they're climbing as fast as you, or you're not taking them as fast as they want you to do on that climb, and they become envious or jealous, honey, that is a snippet. That's when you need a snip. Because that right there is the first warning sign of a Judas about to arise. Because my friendship with you, my love for you, on whatever capacity it is, will not allow me to figure out how, you know, I'm going to try to come in between what you're doing or become jealous of what you are, right? I'm going to applaud you, honey, when I see you rising. Because as you rise, I'm rising with you, because our relationship is that way. You know, how in the world is it that I'm connected to you and you climb and I don't climb with you? And we're connected. How you do that? This is a hand. And if I raise my hand, all five fingers are going up. Not just the two I want to show, right? All five are going up because it's the hand. And so if you're connected to somebody, when they rise, you go with them. If you're with them. But you got to be with them now, you know? But the Judas sees that an opportunity to be able to hopefully get above you. Now that's some ratchet jealousy right there. Ratchet. Jealousy. Because you're not satisfied now being in position that you are. You want to be above the person that you've been walking with. Now all of a sudden, I don't want to walk with you. I want to go before you. Because I want to prove that I can do just as much as you do. You're getting too many claps, too many applause. People are bragging on you too much. And I don't like it. I'm in the background. So I want to get in the forefront. Here comes Judas. And they can rise up in that person, you know? You know, there's so many stories that you read in the Bible. If you pay attention to it, there's so many stories in that you can pay attention to. It happens, you know? How Saul watched David. And you know, David was playing the harp, you know, just playing the music. And Saul was always, you know, just laid back mellow when David played. Then one day, he realized that people was thinking too highly of David. What's going on with David? The people are looking at him more than they're looking at me. So that he thinks. So he thinks. And he got so angry, he took a spear and tried to kill David, threw it at David out of anger. The same man that was there to always bless him when he was, you know, stressed from a long day. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. I could not share with you enough stories of how many times, honey, I have been in a place working with somebody, trying to help them build a kingdom, trying to help them build a business, trying to help them build an organization, trying to help them build, you know what I mean, a church, whatever. And what started off as calling you a blessing coming in became, you trying to take over. Take over what? If I wanted it, I could have it. Not yours. I could build my own. Because I'm helping you. So you know I know how to do it. But that spirit will rise up in a person. You're there to help somebody. And they see you now as a threat. Isn't it crazy? This is crazy. But that's the minds of people. You know? Some people just they don't get it. They don't see people pure enough that they are only there to help. I'm not accepting any money. I'm not accepting I don't want anything from you other than to help you. Because I see you need help. And Lord have mercy, honey. I cannot tell you how many people saw the opportunity that I was there to help them, and they saw it as a natural threat. Because they saw the ability that I had and thought that I could take what they had. And even if I could take it, I didn't want it. That was not my purpose. I am a helper. I just want to help. Ain't it pretty? You know, I'm only there to help. But the minds of people. And then they become so angry and obsessed with the fact of you having the know-how to do what they can do, that then that obsession turns to anger, and then they start to figure out, how can I get rid of you? Because you're going to pose a problem for me. You see? Wonder what went through the mind of Judas. You walking every day with Jesus, watching him perform miracles, watching his life, you know, just flourish. People were gathering around him from everywhere. But guess what? Just like he got the recognition, so did you. Because you was walking with him. You was one of his disciples. He didn't separate the disciples. All 12 of y'all, come with me. We're going here. We're going there. We're going to eat. We're going, whatever. You was a part, you know, of the organization. You was a part of it. You were there. You watched everything come up from the gate on in. This is where you was. And you had the ability to learn everything that everybody has had and do what they did. And you also got the pleasure of being the treasurer. You held the money. You know? And I imagine when money started being collected, you start thinking about, hmm. You know how I can say this, right? Most time, when there is people who are in charge, right? Who are in charge of money, a lot of times, not all the time now, but a lot of times, the greed comes in because now they're tempted to want more than what they had because they're seeing it. They're seeing money come through their hands all day long. They see money. Oh, how many times have you seen bankers, bank tellers get caught, uh, embezzling money? Accountants, embezzling money. You know, the treasurer, embezzling money. You know, the temptation comes because you're seeing money just coming through you all day long. And now you want a piece of it. You ain't putting nothing in it, but you want some of it. You know, so he was in charge of this money. And then he found out there was a way he could make some more money. Because something about that money, made him feel, maybe he felt more important because he had the bag. You know? The Judas. The Judas must be a part of your company. They got to be a part of the people you hang around with. They got to be in your circle. How else can they get the privilege and the opportunity to betray you, to pull you down, to give out important information to somebody else? They can tell somebody what time you normally leave for work. They can tell them where you normally stop, to get something to eat on Fridays. They can tell you what club you go to. They can tell you what kind of car you drive. They can tell you, who you're dating, who your cousins are. They got the heat, honey. They got all the information on you. They got the scoop. So they can give out this information to your enemies. Because now they found out that there's a reward for information on you. That's someone you thought was your friend. Now that friend is getting ready to turn you in. Isn't it amazing? That's the Judas effect. The Judas effect is someone who you trust, who you love, who you're very close to. Now, that person wants either to be you or to destroy you. Great men and great women were betrayed by the Judas effect. Somebody inside the organization told somebody outside the organization how to get to the one who's inside. What time they gonna go outside to take a smoke? What time they gonna stand up to give a speech? What time they gonna be going to the diner over on Highway 6, right? What time they gonna pick up Susie Bell, from her house? Where their cousin lived that they've been laying low at. Somebody gives them the scoop because they've been close enough to you to know you. Because in order to do that, they had to almost be you. So they're close to you, so they can be you. So when it comes time to betray you, it will be easy. Because they're you. The Judas effect. Oh my goodness. Judas is something. But then after you done did your dirt, and you see the damage you have done, now you sorry. You sorry now. But being sorry doesn't change what you did. It doesn't stop what has happened. You're just sorry that you did it. We must beware of the Judases who come looking like you, talking like you, acting like you. Oh, honey, they can do it just like you. You hear me? Oh, boy. I have people that try to dance like you. You know, they try to dress like you. You know, they want to wear their hair like you. They go out and try to buy a car like you. You know, they try to own businesses like you. They just want to be you. But you know, they won't tell you how proud they are of you. They just try to be you. I remember a time I had a business, and someone that I started this, and someone came and said they want what I had. Can you imagine that? Isn't that amazing? This is amazing, right? I started this organization, this business, and then I allow someone to now, run this business. And now they want to take the business over and tell me that I wasn't welcome in my own business. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? It was just spooky, isn't it? But it happened. The Judas effect. Betrayal. They got close enough to you to know you, to do like you do, and now they want to be you and take over what you've done. That's amazing, isn't it? And I said to them, you can have it. Because, that's a long story, but I said, you can have it. It'll never succeed, though, because you ain't got me. And I'm the one it needs to look like. Period. Ain't it amazing? So remember, when you get a Judas around you, and they will come, that you should be able to see them before they get there and make some changes in your life so they don't destroy your life as they come to do. Have an awesome day. Let your light forever shine. You be who you are supposed to be, despite anybody else that comes your way. Blessings.